Hello and welcome to our first set of notes in our new unit on the American Revolution. Tonight we're going to talk about the Showdown in North America. And our inquiry question to put at the top of your Cornell notes is, what was the significance of the French and Indian War? Let's begin. The year was 1754, and for the fourth time in 70 years, the British found themselves at war with France. This time the war was occurring in the Ohio River Valley, just west of the 13 English colonies. Both the French and the English settlers claimed this land. Since the conflict began on the west side of Virginia, its governor assigned a young George Washington to protect the land. Washington, along with 150 soldiers, were sent to build a fort where the Monongahela and Allegheny rivers met. However, the French had built a fort there already. Washington continued, and as the French tried to scout Washington and his troops, Washington surprise attacked and scattered the French. This victory was short-lived, though, and Washington was captured and soon released in the first battle of the war at Fort Necessity. While Washington was away fighting, delegates from 7 of the 13 colonies met for 2 reasons. First, to convince the Iroquois to side with the colonists, and second, to help the colonies unite against the French. Leader Benjamin Franklin proposed the Albany Plan of Union. This plan called for a representative assembly to defend the colonies and raise taxes. The colonies rejected it as they did not want to give up power to a central body. Throughout the French and Indian War, the British and the colonies had many advantages over the French. These included a population or number of people 20 times greater than New France. Moreover, the colonies were easier to defend, and the British had a much superior navy. Even with these advantages, the French, along with the Indian support, won multiple victories for the first few years. It was not until William Pitt took control of the British government that the war changed directions. In the end, with the signing of the Treaty of Paris, the English won. As a result, Britain gained Canada and all of French lands east of the Mississippi. And Spain gained all of French lands west of the Mississippi. With a few minor exceptions, the French were no longer in the New World. Consequently, though, the British debt more than doubled, and they now had more land than they could manage. So, an overview. In the French and Indian War, colonists wanted to move west. However, the French opposed because of fear the settlements would hurt fur trading. The British and French fights for many years. In the end, the British gained more land than it could manage, and the British ends up with an enormous amount of debt, which they'll then take to the colonists in hopes that the colonists could help pay off this debt. That is it for tonight. Come prepared to get a little bit more into the French and Indian War tomorrow in class and to complete your Cornell notes. Have a good evening.